What's going on, guys? In this video I'll explain to you why Mentzer program doesn't work, especially if you're natural. Alright, it's been becoming to be super famous, that workout plan. A lot of people are asking, are you doing Mentzer program, which is basically a high intensity training plan, very low volume, alright, a lot more recovery. So basically what he preached was doing a lot more intensity, getting your sets to absolute failure with doing less volume and resting more during the week. I believe he did maybe 5 working set per muscle, all right, and he did maybe 4 workouts a week of 30 to 40 minutes each, which is very low volume again, but the intensity was super high. He was taking each rep, each set to failure, really going super intense on each set without having a lot of working sets. All right, on the other hand, most bodybuilders would have a lot more volume, would train a lot more frequently. So I'll explain to you why Mentzer program won't work for you if you've been training for a while, if you're advanced, and especially if you're natural. All right, when you're natural, the only factor that will really help you build muscle is your intensity, your training, and the frequency you put at the gym, and also your diet. All right, when you're enhanced, you can rely on those substances that will help you grow even when you're not training, even when you're recovering. If you're on steroids, you will still grow. All right, so now let's say you started and you're a beginner, you've never been to the gym. Well, doing the Mentzer plan, of course it's going to be good for you, because any stimulus you're getting from the gym will help you grow. All right, as he says, when you do over let's say you do more than what he did, you're putting an extra stress on your body, and then your body is super stressed, and then your body is not in an ideal state to build muscle because you increase your cortisol level, which there's a lot of truth to that. But I really believe that the more you work out for, let's say you've been training for a longer period of time, your body adapts to that stress. All right, so slowly you can build up the frequency. Slowly you can build up the volume. And if after 10 years of training you're still just doing 30 minutes, well, you're not putting enough volume to really stimulate that muscle growth, because there's only so much you can do in 30 minutes. All right, if you're natural, you gotta increase the volume and increase the frequency. It's not gonna be enough to do 30-40 minutes workout, even if you're taking each set to failure. All right, you have to at a certain point, because your body will adapt to that stress. Stress is like weight you put on a bar. All right, you might start doing 5 pounds each side, but then slowly your body adapts to that stress, and then your what is it called, your threshold of stress increases. So now your cortisol levels don't increase as much after 40 minutes of training. After, you can handle 60 minutes, and then you can handle 70 minutes, and I'm talking years and years of training. All right, so it could be beneficial for people that want to maintain. The Mentzer program can be good for people that already have that foundation. They've been training for years, and now they just don't have enough time to put in the gym. They can't afford to go to the gym every day for 90 minutes or 6 times a week and put all that volume and all that workout in, and the intensity and the frequency. Then by all means, that Mentzer training plan, which is high intensity, lower frequency, lower volume, will be good for you guys to maintain. But it's not enough volume to build muscle mass, because the more you've been training, the more your body needs a stimulus. All right, it could come in terms of a frequency, intensity, volume. You can stimulate your body in many ways, but at a certain point you'll have to add the volume, you'll have to add the intensity. All right, I'm really a fan of big volume workouts, keeping the intensity pretty high, big volume workouts, high frequency, especially for naturals. All right, if you're natural and you're doing the Mentzer plan and you're eating pretty good, well, trust me, at a certain point you will start to plateau and you'll start to gain fat, because you're not working out as much, you're not focusing on building your muscles as much. You'll just be maintaining, but you won't be gaining as much. All right, as a natural, you have to train extremely hard. I always preach that. You have to keep your frequency high and your volume high. Now let's talk about the push-pull legs. I want to talk about this split also. A lot of people ask me about the push-pull legs, and they say they like it more than the bro split. Why I'm not a big fan of a push-pull legs when you're advanced? Because again, you gotta keep the frequency high. And if I'm doing push-pull legs, and let's say I don't want to take a day off after the 3 days of workout, well, I'll have to go back to push, and then I'll have to go back to pull. So I'm doing push, and then two days later I'm doing another push session, which is not enough time for me to recover and to be really giving my all at the gym. And that is why I prefer doing more of a bro split, where I'm doing chest, and then I'll be hitting chest, let's say 4 days later. I'll give it enough time to recover, all right? As opposed to a push-pull legs, when the frequency is high, you'll be re-hitting push again on the 3rd day, and you won't be able to give your chest as much volume. If you will do chest, shoulders, and triceps on the same day, there's no way to be hitting enough volume on your chest and shoulders. All right, I really like focusing on each body part and really give it all my attention and go as intense as possible. But when I'm doing chest and shoulders, well, after my bench press, for example, my shoulders are already taxed, so I can maybe just do a bit of lateral raises, but it will affect my presses if I'm doing shoulder presses. All right, unless you have a very powerful shoulder and you don't want to overdo your shoulders, for example, or you have a powerful chest and you don't want to overdo it, then you can do a push-pull legs and combine them together. But I'm not a big fan of that split if you're advanced. If you're starting, it's alright. Okay, so that's it for this video, guys. I hope this video helped you have a bit more clarity. That's really my way of viewing things. That's what has worked for me, my clients. But everything can work, all right? It doesn't have to be one thing, all right? One guy asked me today at the gym, what do I think about front squats? Because I was training a client and we were doing back squats. And I told him, if you feel them good, if you feel them better, then by all means do front squat. Bodybuilding is really something that instead of listening to a lot of people and listening to everything on the internet, listen to inside and ask yourself, how does that feel? Do a push-pull legs, how does that feel? Front squat, do they feel good? Do you feel your quads more? Do you have less lower back pain? Then by all means do that. All right, ask yourself first before going and typing. A lot of ways can lead to the same destination, as long as you feel good, as long as you enjoy the journey, and that's the most important thing. All right, but in my opinion, the Mentzer program is not enough to build muscle when you're getting advanced. That's it for this video. Like, share. I want to grow this YouTube, and it's just gonna happen thanks to you guys. Watch this other video on the screen, and I'll see you guys soon. Ciao.